Welcome to the Big Data Computing course. Myself, Professor Santosh Dante, working as an assistant professor, Shri Tulja Bhavani College of Engineering, Tuljapur. So in this course, there are two sections, Section A and Section B. Section A is for a big data, and Section B is for how to handle such a big data. That means we need a Hadoop technology. As I told you that Section A is already we have covered. Now we are looking for Section B. So in introduction to Hadoop, we will look what is Hadoop, the Hadoop technology, Hadoop key characteristics, who uses Hadoop, difference between RDBMS and Hadoop. So what is Hadoop? The Hadoop is an open source framework. Hadoop can easily handle a large amount of data on a low cost, simple hardware cluster. Hadoop is also a scalable and fault tolerant framework. That means we are used a distributed environment. That means nodes are in different locations, and we are doing a integrated task through this different nodes, and we get the throughput. So for that we are used a cheap commodity hardware. That means simple nodes or desktop computers we are used. The Hadoop is not only a storage, data can be processed using this framework. That means this is not a way to just store the data, but we will do some processing task through this Hadoop environment or Hadoop technology. Hadoop system is basically written in Java. In Hadoop technology, Hadoop is an open source tool from the Apache Software Foundation. As the open source project, we can even change the source code of Hadoop system. Most of the Hadoop codes are written by Yahoo, IBM, Cloudera, etc. That means you can change the language while using Hadoop. This is the open source, so these companies come forward and write the code or extend the Hadoop technology so that rest of other companies will used effectively. Hadoop provides parallel processing through different commodity hardware simultaneously. That means here through this distributed environment we are using a Hadoop, so it will assign the task to each node or computers and get the result. So everything is done parallelly. As it works on commodity hardware, so the cost is very low. Commodity hardware is low end and very cheap hardware. So the Hadoop solution is also economic. So there is no any cost is affected while using this Hadoop technology. Number of nodes or desktop computers are very cheap. So it is more economic compared to purchasing high-end computers. So Hadoop having some key characteristics: scalable, it can reliably store and process petabytes of data. Economically, it distributes the data and processing across a cluster of commonly available computers in thousands. Efficient, by distributing the data, it can process it in parallel on the nodes where the data is located. Reliable, it automatically maintains a multiple copies of data and automatically redeploys computing tasks based on failure. That means day by day commodity hardware you can add. It is more economical, it is efficient, as well as it is more reliable. That means even though it is a cheaper hardware, sometimes might be chances to failure the unit, but data are in a replicated format, so instead of failure unit you get the same data from another node. So these are the key characteristics of Hadoop technology. Who is using this Hadoop? Amazon, A9, Facebook, Google, New York Times, ADL, Yahoo. These are many more. These are brand companies are nowadays uses Hadoop. 90% of market is captured by Hadoop right now. So as I let you know that whatever the data in a real world, 100% of data. So 90% of data are from last 2 years. So for this dealing with huge data, we need such a tool which is Hadoop we require, because data is generated a very huge. We will show the difference between RDBMS and Hadoop in terms of computational model, data model, cost model and fault tolerance. RDBMS, the notion of transactions, that means transaction is a unit of work and uses asset properties, concurrency control, that means a strong scheduling is there. RDBMS uses structured data model, that means schema you have to define before use, and data is read and write mode. As a cost for RDBMS it is more expensive and failure are very rare in RDBMS and there are recovery mechanism is available. But in Hadoop, job is a unit of work. There are no any kind of concurrency control is there. For data model, any data will fit in any format. That means there are structured data, unstructured data and semi-structured data in a Hadoop. And data is read only mode. As a cost concern, cheap commodity machines are used in Hadoop, so it is more cost effective. Fault tolerance, failures are common over thousands of machines because it is very cheap hardware is there. But efficient fault tolerance mechanism is used to smooth the functionality over Hadoop technology. So this is about Hadoop. We will see a next section. What are the components of Hadoop? Basically, two types of components of Hadoop. One is a HDFS system file and MapReduce technology to process the data. So I will conclude the session here. Thank you very much for watching.